A beautiful morning to you out there. Today is another beautiful day. And on Nigeria Today Live, this is the segment to talk about relationship and lifestyle. My name is Olori Adejoke Adobe David. My friends call me Olori AJ, so you can easily just access me as Olori. But as much as possible, how well are you keeping up with that relationship in your office, with your partner? Okay, let's say you're not married, you're still with your parents, with your parents and your siblings, or are you the only child? How well are you keeping up? What lifestyle have you been adapting? What lifestyle is that habit that you feel you're comfortable with? But some just find it difficult to understand you. Live your life. But as much as you live your life, make sure it's a life that will affect others positively. It is your life. Are you above 18? I'm an adult now. We know. But live that lifestyle of yours that will affect others positively will go a long way. So this morning, as we go on relationship and lifestyle, we'll be talking about habits that destroy love without oh without what? Without those little things that you notice or you don't put your mind to. To discuss this morning, we'll be talking with Omolayo Oyawoye. She is a trauma coach. A beautiful morning to you. Omolayo, how are you this morning?
Morning, ma'am.
Hello. I
It's
love
good to
your
see you
face.
again.
They're beautiful.
Thank you so much. Thank you, ma.
Okay, so this morning we're looking at habits that destroy love without you noticing it. Or there are some you even notice, all in the name of silent killers in relationship. Okay, are there? Can we really have habits that can destroy relationship without you noticing it? Because I'm like, really, seriously,
Oh,
help us.
absolutely.
Can we find habits
Oh,
that can
absolutely.
actually be silencing that
Very
relationship,
true.
killing it gradually, step by step, without one noticing it?
Yes, there can be. Can you hear me, please?
Quite good. We can.
Oh,
I
okay.
can.
There definitely can be lots of habits that are subtle and are not obvious, but are the same things destroying a love relationship. The same way you can be eating a particular food that is messing up with your body, with your physical health, without you knowing it. Salt, for instance, sugar, for instance, these are desirable things, but we've learned over time how these can impact our health, our physical health. Now, it's the same with a romantic relationship. So it's possible to have habits that are subtle, that are not so obvious, that can destroy a romantic relationship.
Some of these habits, can we identify them? Can you help us to identify them so that it can help us to actually
Okay.
know how to, walk out of it or guide us not to walk into it?
Okay. Now, so as a trauma coach, I've seen this over and over and over again, and that is projecting your adverse childhood experiences on your partner, projecting some of the things that you went through, you suffered as a child, projecting it on your partner. And honestly, many times the person projecting this on their partner isn't even aware they are doing it, isn't even conscious of the fact that they're doing it, because they didn't know that they were hurt by this particular thing. They didn't know that they were traumatized by this particular thing, right? Um, there was a popular movie some time ago that um, this young woman wasn't going to marry some type of man because her father, because these types of men represent who her father was, and her father had walked away when she was a child. She didn't realize this on time until she's gone through several relationships that have failed. She finally found this guy who loves her, but she couldn't connect because this guy represents the kind of man she doesn't want to be around, because her father worked out on her. So one of the very first things that is subtle, usually it's not obvious, is when you project your adverse childhood experiences on your partner. For instance, you were raised by a very strong woman, a woman who seemed to be the breadwinner, who seemed to order everybody around. Now, when you grow up, you meet a strong, independent woman. You fell in love with her, but because you don't want her to order you around, quote unquote, the way your mom ordered everybody around, including your dad, you want to break her wings, so to say. You want to slow her down. And this lady is as submissive can be. But no, you don't want to have it, because there's a part of your brain that sees every strong, independent woman as very arrogant. And so you're stressing this woman. You don't want her to be everything she wants to be. You want to exercise your authority, which she isn't stopping you from, but you want to do extra because you don't. I mean, there's also the stereotype, right? Every strong, independent woman will not be submissive. Every this and that, every um every man, every yeah, would cheat because maybe your father cheated as a child. So you meet this guy, you become very jealous. So that's another thing, jealousy. You begin to sneak up on him. You begin to check his phone often. Meanwhile, there's nothing wrong with checking your partner's phone. Don't get me wrong. But then you're checking with the intent on finding something. And your man is pure, is faithful, is everything. If you see any text that doesn't satisfy you, you begin to connect the fact that, oh, maybe he's cheating. And this guy had never shown you any reason to doubt his love for you. So I've talked about, your your adverse childhood experiences. I've talked about jealousy. I've talked about love bombing. I'm sure the younger generation would understand what it means. And let me quickly put this out there. You see, I've had many young girls complain about this to me recently, and that is how young men aren't interested in getting to know a lady more. Not interested in getting to be her friend, getting to even connect with her. The moment you see this lady, she want to date her, you're asking her out, and the girl is saying, no, 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 give me some space. Let's build this gradually. You have seen the girl, you've seen her from afar, maybe for the past 6 weeks. You haven't moved close. You've liked her shape, you've even liked her character. She hasn't met you, she just sees you as a random face. Now you just bump in on her, ask her out, and want to marry her. And she's saying, hello, I don't even know you. So sometimes when you love bomb on people, it stresses that relationship when you're not giving them space, when you're not communicating well. And then when there's deception is a big deal. It is what cripples relationship. I mean, there are so many things, but I'm just going to mention these few ones, and so that we can have more questions.
Some of these characters you mentioned are actually something that many will be part of, experience of life that they have actually walked into. But are there habits that can be developed even in the course of that marriage, after marriage? Are there habits after marriage that can actually help to silence or kill your, I know you mentioned jealousy, unnecessary intrusion, like, intruding into your partner's messages on phone and all that, and maybe childhood experiences. But for some a couple who are in their maybe 10 years or 15 years of marriage, are there habits? Because yesterday we talked about a topic that actually relates to why is it that husband and wife lose it with time, as in lose interest with time. So can you help us with final word of understanding and knowledge deeply rooted concerning this, especially those who have been married for 20, 25 years, who have been living together, but there's this habit that is gradually bringing them apart. Can you help us with that?
Right. So for couples who've lived together for a while, one of the things that can cause a breakdown in that relationship is when you take each other for granted. Young people will call it see finish because you met this person. You've lived together for 15 years, 20 years, and you're thinking, oh, I've tried my best in this marriage. What's new? No, when we begin to take people for granted, that's when you begin to lose the freshness of that relationship. And that's why you see that marriage counselors are always wanting to help couples to keep the spark going. You see, the same thing that made both of you fall in love and decide to spend the rest of your life together is the same thing that will sustain that relationship. Everything you did to find each other, propose, say yes, and move on with life. You don't dump it because you're now married, you now have children. Of course, I know life, adult is adulting everybody. Life is happening. You have to pay bills, maybe you even have a problematic child and all of that. Yes, all of those things are part of life. But what is also very important is that you need to keep both of you together, because guess what? Those children are going to leave. It'll be left with both of you. What are you going to do with your lives? And that's why you find out that some women just go and stay with their children, adult children. They'll say they've gone for Omugo. The child has now grown up, has become a teenager. The child has moved to the university. Still, you have not left. So why? Because there's nothing to go back home to. And that happens because husband and wife get to a point where they take each other for granted. So what do you do to keep this path going? Remind yourself what you did when you were courting, when you were dating. That constant exchange of text, gratitude, appreciating every little thing you do for each other, commenting on each other's looks, reminding each other that, see, even though I've aged, even though I've had children, I'm still beautiful. I'm still the love of your life. Buying gifts, exchanging gifts for each other, celebrating each other's birthday. 60 finish is what makes you forget each other's birthday. Celebrating it in your own small way. So it's important that when you are married and you go, see, be conscious that this marriage needs to strengthen its spark. If we don't strengthen its spark, you just be like flatmates, like roommates, and you don't want to do that. There was a reason you got married. It's because you fell in love. So keep the fire of the love going. Don't take each other for granted. Yeah.
Oyawe, trauma, coach. Thank you for attending to this topic: habits that
Thank you,
destroy
ma'am.
love or marriage. Without you noticing it. We're so blessed to have you this morning. Thank you for joining us once again. Wish you the very best of today. I hope to see you again soon. Bye for now.
Thank you.
Okay, so we've been talking with Omolayo, and you heard it. Keep the love. Let the love continue to burn. Let the fire in that love continue to, strike a spark. Touch your wife in the most sensitive place. You hold your husband in the most sensitive place, and there's a spark. That is what it means to love. Whether you're 30 years, you're 40 years, you're 50 years, grace is there for you to continue to have new things in that relationship. Okay,